Hi there, my name is Kara. I'm a nutritionist and intuitive eating counselor, and today we're talking about how to know if you are eating the right things for your body. Do you ever walk into the kitchen or sit down at a restaurant or go to the grocery store and think to yourself, what should I eat right now? What's the right thing to eat? Should I eat what I view as the healthiest option or the one that will taste the best? Should I consider what I had at my last meal or what I'll be eating later? Should I think about whether I've exercised today or not? Should I look for organic or locally grown? What is the right thing to do in the situation? There are so many split-second decisions that run through your head every second of every day. And it's likely that a lot of them center around food and food choices. After all, we have to eat multiple times a day to survive, so it's naturally going to take up a lot of our brain space and mental energy to make those decisions. There are also so many lenses you can view food through. There's the sustainability and environmental impact factor, the health factor, the taste factor, the convenience factor, so it's no surprise that it can feel so overwhelming. Food provides enjoyment, satisfaction, joy, connection, comfort, and so much more than just nutrients in our lives. This impact that food has on our lives, plus the huge societal pressure to control what we eat in order to manipulate our body size to fit this thin ideal that is both unrealistic and harmful. And we're getting so many differing opinions at that. This is why food can feel so complicated. So back to the question of what is the right food to eat at any given moment for you and your life and your situation and your body. From the outside, it seems like the answer to that question, according to the principles of intuitive eating, would be whatever you want. So as a quick refresher, intuitive eating is a self-care eating framework that integrates instinct, emotion, and rational thought. It is weight inclusive and evidence-based with over 100 studies proving its validity and efficacy. It emphasizes eating in response to psychological hunger and fullness rather than emotional cues, and learning how to work through uncomfortable emotions without the use of food. So intuitive eating is really the opposite of dieting. It's all about valuing feeling good and nourishing your body with what it needs to properly function, while also leaving room for foods that are purely for pleasure and for taste, and not placing any moral value on foods themselves. No labeling good and bad. So in intuitive eating, food is morally and emotionally neutral. You can look at a salad and a piece of cake and make a decision with no self-judgment based on what your body and mind need and want in that moment. Intuitive eating relies on your internal cues and signals rather than external input like food rules, timing restriction, and judgments based on what others are eating or what others say you should be eating. Intuitive eating helps to transform your relationship with food to be joyful, easy, and just not that big of a deal. Food really doesn't have to take up more brain space and mental energy than it deserves. So from that quick overview, you can see that there is more to intuitive eating than eating whatever you want, whenever you want. Here are 4 questions to help you make that choice of what should I eat right now in any given moment. 1, what is my physical hunger level right now? So check out my video on the hunger fullness scale to learn more about this. I will link that for you. But from a basic level, are you meal hungry or snack hungry? So how much volume of food would be most satisfying to you right now? What would be the most satisfying taste-wise right now? Do I want something warm and comforting or cold and crunchy and refreshing? Also, when will I have food available again? Is this a snack to hold me over until a meal, or do I need to eat something pretty hearty? And then where is my motivation or intention for this food choice? In the back of my mind, am I making this choice because I feel like I should be eating it? And how does that feel to make that decision based on that intention? You don't have to go through all 4 of these questions every time you eat. That would be exhausting. So I'll tell you that the longer you practice intuitive eating, the more second nature answering these questions will become. Eventually, you will just know what is the right choice for you in any given moment without much conscious thought. And sometimes I totally understand, you just have to eat what's available. It's life and that's going to happen. And there's nothing wrong with that. So these questions are meant to get you thinking about your relationship with food and where you may need some support around them. If you're having a really hard time with that first question, so gauging your hunger or figuring out where you feel hunger and fullness in your body, be sure to check out my video on hunger cues, which is linked below, where I go over how to use a body scan to raise body awareness. Then, do you feel like you're always hungry no matter what you eat? So you may not be prioritizing satisfaction, you probably aren't eating enough in general, or you may have some unresolved emotions or stress that are complicating your relationship with food. And do you find that you only factor in what will taste good without thinking about what will feel good in your body? If you feel overwhelmed by this topic and need some support, I invite you to subscribe to my weekly newsletter where I cover tips for intuitive eating and finding food freedom, and lots of free resources to support you. See you next time.